transparent, undiluted. We go there. We bring you the news behind the news. RHYNO FM News. If it's new, then it's news.
Good afternoon, welcome to the World News at Noon on RHYNO103.5 FM. I am Timitokwe Dada. In the news this morning, speculations mount over 2027 as Atiku Obasanjo hold closed-door meetings. On the African news, South Africa's Democratic Alliance challenges new land seizure law. On the foreign scene, Hamas delays release of Israeli hostages, citing ceasefire violations. On the business report, Nigerian Railway Corporation expands cargo movements to Ibadan. And finally, in sport news, Adekwadri urges Super Eagles to play with passion in World Cup qualifiers. Now the news in detail. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has sparked conversations about his potential presidential bid in 2027 after paying a visit to his former principal, ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta yesterday. Atiku's entourage included prominent opposition figures such as Senator Abdul Ningi, former Cross River State Governor Leo Umoke, and former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal. The group was received by elder statesman Otumba Oyewole before proceeding to a closed-door meeting with Obasanjo. The meeting between Atiku and Obasanjo is seen as significant given their complex history in Nigerian politics. As the 2027 presidential election draws closer, Atiku's visit to Obasanjo is likely to be scrutinized closely by political observers and analysts. Also in the news this afternoon, the Defense Headquarters has revealed that 800 former Boko Haram fighters who voluntarily surrendered to the military are undergoing de-radicalization. According to the Chief of Defense Training and Operations, Emeka Onajuma, the program is open to select group of surrendered fighters. Omajua stated that 129,000 Boko Haram fighters and their families have surrendered so far. However, not all of them are eligible for rehabilitation. The program is a key component of the military's efforts to combat insurgency in Nigeria. By providing an alternative to the violence, the program aims to help former fighters reintegrate into society and start lives anew. And coming from Oyo State this afternoon, the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Bimbola Owade, has established a 97-member local organizing coronation committee to oversee activities for his coronation ceremony, scheduled for April 5, 2025. The committee, chaired by former Independent National Electoral Commission Commissioner Kunle Ogumola, comprises prominent individuals including the State Chief of Protocol to President Tinubu, Victor Adeleke, and Archbishop Ayo Ladigbolu. Other notable members of the committee include two members of the Oyomisi, High Chief Atoda and High Chief Lamidi Uyiwali, as well as former and current lawmakers representing Oyo Central District. The committee will work alongside the one previously set up by the Oyo State government to ensure a smooth coronation ceremony. And on the African news this afternoon, a legal challenge has been filed by the Democratic Alliance, part of South Africa's coalition government, against the controversial Expropriation Act. This new law allows the government to seize private land without compensation in certain cases, sparking a row with U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump has frozen foreign aid to South Africa, alleging that land confiscation is already underway. The South African government, led by the African National Congress, has hit back at Trump's actions, calling them a campaign of misinformation and propaganda. And on the foreign scene this afternoon, tensions between Israel and Hamas have escalated after Hamas announced it would postpone the release of 3 Israeli hostages due to Israeli violations of the ceasefire agreement. The hostages were scheduled to be freed on Saturday in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. However, Hamas claims Israel has obstructed key provisions of the ceasefire, including restricting Palestinian access to northern Gaza and carrying out strikes across the territory. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, condemned Hamas' decision, calling it a complete violation of the ceasefire agreement. Likewise, on the foreign scene this afternoon, the U.S. Justice Department has instructed prosecutors to drop the corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove, appointed by President Trump, ordered federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York to dismiss all charges yesterday. Adams has been accused of accepting illegal campaign funds and gifts from Turkish businessmen in exchange for his influence as mayor. He pleaded not guilty to 5 charges of bribery, conspiracy, and campaign finance violations in September. Moving on to the business report. The Nigerian Railway Corporation has launched a new cargo rail service from the Apapa port in Lagos to Monia, Ibadan, Oyo State. This development is a result of the corporation's partnership with APM Terminals. At the flag-off ceremony held yesterday, the new managing director of the NRC, Dr. Kayode Okwefa, emphasized the importance of the rail system under President Tinubu's government. The Lagos-Ibadan cargo rail line is a significant development in Nigeria's transportation sector. With this new service, cargo can now be transported efficiently from the Apapa port to Ibadan, reducing congestion and costs. In the entertainment news, award-winning singer Davido has announced that his foundation, the David Adeleke Foundation, has successfully supported over 500 motherless baby homes this year. This achievement is in fulfillment of the promise he made on his 32nd birthday in 2024 to donate 300 million naira to orphanages and charity homes. His foundation has worked tirelessly to identify and support deserving homes, bringing joy and relief to hundreds of vulnerable children. And finally, in sport news, former Nigerian international player Mutiu Adepoju has called on the Super Eagles to play with passion and determination in their bid to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Nigeria currently sits in 5th place in the Group C qualifying section with 3 points from 4 matches. Newly appointed coach Eric Chelle has been tasked